Do you have the potential to become an exceptional caregiver? Somebody who is trustworthy, somebody who's reliable, somebody who is well organized, somebody who does life on your terms, somebody who brings a positive atmosphere when you are looking after an elderly parent, somebody who reassures the family that their mom and dad are in safe hands. Are you the kind of person who understands that becoming an exceptional caregiver is to think like a successful business owner? That you are fully responsible for how you look after your customers and your clients, that your reputation in the marketplace is important, that your reputation will go ahead of you before you even say a word. Do you have the potential to become an exceptional coach? Listen, I've got a program at the moment that if you are interested in this, if you want to look at different ways of earning an income, if you want to look at different ways of making a living, to do life on your terms, where you can travel around the world, where you can even live rent free in the time that you're supporting an elderly family member. Get in touch with me. I have some special coaching that is just for you. And when you work with me, I would teach you the practical stuff or the technical stuff that you need so that even this time next week, you can start getting your own clients. You start building a database of clients. I'll be there in the background to support you to make the transition, but I'll do the training. The training will be mainly online, and because I want you to do life on your terms. This is something that I did after I walked away from nursing for many years, which I did for such a long time. And as I was going through transition, I've done many different things in my business life and in my business career. One of the things I decided to do was coaching families who have an elderly family member. And that means taking charge of supporting this family. That means I'm not just relying on an agency. I think like a leader. I'm proactive. I preempt problems. I don't wait until somebody's feeling worse. I am being attentive with that client. And this is not an easy thing to have. Because sometimes what I notice, because I've been in the industry for a while, some people are really distracted, and some people have this mindset where they think, oh, I'm just a caregiver. They don't realize the value that you bring to a family. It is priceless. You cannot be paid enough for keeping somebody safe, keeping somebody in their own home, enjoying a quality of life that they wouldn't otherwise enjoy because they've got the wrong person, or their life is all over the place, their life is disorganized. Becoming an exceptional caregiver is not for everybody. It's not for somebody who doesn't know how to be calm under pressure. It is not for somebody who's distracted, who just sees this like, oh, it's just a way to make money. It's not for you. That is why, even when I do the coaching, I would screen and go through all the paperwork. You have to be police checked. It's not for everyone. I cannot allow anybody on my books because it's also for my company, it's for my business, my referrals, right? But if you know yourself and you're like, you know what, I like Coach Meg, you can feel my energy. You when you're watching this, you're like, she's my kind of person. You know, you've got a big heart, but you also want to earn a decent income, right? And you could also be the kind of person who decides maybe you've had a busy life, right? This is really ideal for somebody like that as well. You could have had a corporate job for many years, but you want to do something different with work that is heart centered, where you care about people, where you prioritize people over numbers. I'm not saying that as business people we shouldn't worry about the numbers, but some of us, our first careers were not the right ones for us. So you could be in this season in your life where you're like, I need to make a change. I need to do something different. I'm not sure what. This could be a really good gap year transition career for you. Because here are some of the benefits. Let me just give you the benefits. One, especially if your children are older and they're fairly independent, they don't have to be completely independent, but your children are fairly independent. This would be a chance for you to just like wind down, slow down, decompress, give yourself a year out, start planning what you want to do next, start working out, okay. And especially if financially you're in a difficult place financially, don't feel bad about that. Providing senior care for the elderly is such an amazing way for you to decompress, but to also plan your finances again. Start working out, okay, what do I need to save money on? Maybe your property is in negative equity. There are different strategies that you can do to help you get out of that. There's another strategy. Maybe you want to go back to college. Maybe you want to learn new skill sets because you realize the skill sets you've had so far, they limited your income levels. Oh, doing senior care is really an amazing career, but you'll need to go through the coaching that I do. And I'm not like anybody else. I'm different from everybody else because I have healthcare background. Yes, I worked in healthcare for many years, but I've also worked with families and the elderly in the community directly. So I understand the industry, diverse types of families, yes? And I started to understand as I got more successful what people really want, right? So this is something that you can learn in my coaching. This will also be good for you. Perhaps you're going through a relationship breakdown. You're just like, you know what? I don't want to be worrying about where my life is going, what I can do, this, that, and the other. This could be a good plan for you. I'm also a coach for families and individuals who have experienced divorce or really stressful breakups, right? And you're just like, I still need to make an income, but I need to get my head in the right place. I need to be in a place where I can think about what I'm going to do from a place of power, not from a place of feeling like, oh, my life has gone south, from a place of powerlessness. No. Part of my coaching is to help you get to that place of taking your power back. Yes. When you take your power back, you make decisions from a different position. There are some things that you will not accept in your life anymore. Yes, there are some decisions you'll not take anymore. Because you see, like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. When you know better, you do better. For example, some of the relationship choices that we have all made, a lot of people have made, not everyone, a lot of people have made, it's because you didn't know your worth and value. You didn't understand, you didn't probably have a good role model. Maybe what you saw with your parents. So there's a part of the healing process, and that's something that we can do in the coaching while you're making an income, right? While you're healing, going through the coaching, you can still be making an income. And before you know it, because you decide I'm not spending any more money, I'm not using retail therapy as my healing process, right? Sometimes we get into more financial troubles because you start to spend money hoping whatever you spend your money on is going to heal you. Not necessarily. The best investment for healing and transition is investing in you. So that's one of the things that I offer in my coaching. It's a whole package. I want you to be able to earn an income, but to also be taking the coaching process where you're making different decisions and to go at your pace. Yes, because I know what the journey is like. I'm a completely changed person. I surprise myself. And I'm like, right, it's true what Maya Angelou said. When you know better, you do better. When you know better, you set yourself up for success. And I've seen when I'm doing my research on my YouTube channel, some of you that are searching and like my videos use the keywords to set yourself up for success. That's a part of the coaching that I do. We work together and we create a plan together. We co-create a plan together. It's not me giving you and imposing on you. This is what I think and all that. No, I'm not that kind of coach. I'm the kind of coach that, like one amazing, incredible world leader said, I think he was one of the American presidents. A great leader helps you to discover your own greatness. Don't forget that. A great leader, a great coach, a great supporter, a great fan, a great companion helps you to discover your own greatness, to see your own worth and value. Because when we're going through the life challenges, you almost become blind. You can't even see because it's like whatever has gone wrong in your life can be so big and over amplified. Yes, and there's a spiritual side to that, which I'll tell you about later as we're doing the coaching. There's a spiritual side to that. That life challenges want to make you feel small, but you can choose the right lesson. Yes, you can choose the right lesson. So, doing senior care coaching is such an amazing, amazing transitional process because while you're hurting and trying to figure out what you're going to do next, You can also put your attention to somebody else. Caring for somebody else while you're hurting is one of the fastest ways to heal. I know it may not even make sense, but one of the fastest ways to heal your own life journey is start supporting somebody else. Yes? Start supporting somebody else. That is why healthcare, being in healthcare, nursing, medicine, and all these are some of the greatest careers if you have a strategy and you know what you're doing. It could also be the worst strategy because you can go through burnout when you don't know how to take care of yourself, where you just throw your whole life into somebody else. That's out of balance. So that's part of the coaching that I do, the coaching package. It's an investment in you. And if you are struggling financially, you're like, I can't afford a coach, I don't know what to do. Here it is. I've got a solution for you. And this is not the only one. I've got other things that you can do, but you'll have to come onto the coaching program. Sign up even this weekend. I think I'll do another video later on. If you want to know more, I've got a website where I talk about the different offers that I have. I have a marketing website, digital marketing, because I'm really huge on personal branding. Personal branding sets you apart. Personal branding is you giving yourself a platform for what you want to accomplish in your life now, what you want to do with everything that's happened in your life, giving yourself permission to build your life on your terms, not in competition with anyone else, but on your terms. And that's it. And then giving yourself the freedom and the permission to decide, okay, what skill sets do I need to learn now? And being honest with yourself, that's another thing. You have to be willing to be honest with yourself, like, this may not work, but this could work for me. Because you see, your personal brand it's not about competing with anybody else. It's not about feeling less than or better or superior or inferior. It's about just taking a step back and seeing your own greatness, your skill set, the things that you enjoy doing. And then we package all that. We get a website up and running. We get your products up and running. Maybe you want to do drop shipping. Maybe you want to do beauty, whatever that thing is. Coaching gives you permission to build your life on your terms. So, you don't want to stay in a relationship that keeps hurting you. You've seen the evidence, the track record, yes? You feel like you have to pretend to be somebody else. You're miserable in your relationship. We have to be honest with ourselves. Things never get better, they actually get worse, yes? And it's because sometimes we are the problem. We are allowing the other partner to get away with what they shouldn't get away with because not everybody tolerates what sometimes we tolerate as humans or even as women. Sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women. So, and there's a lot of other deep work there. It's soul ties, you know. You get attached to the wrong person. It's one of the fastest ways to just really ruin your own life. And it can be hard to break free, but it's possible. It's easy to heal from toxic attachments. It can happen. And it can happen to you. So, if what I'm saying resonates with you, like, you know what, Coach Meg, I'm ready, I'm good. Do not freak out and think, oh, I want this and all that. We need to get your mind and your life where you want it to go. Yes? So we need to get you thinking the right way. Like, don't get involved in too much. Sometimes it's about just starting small, step by step, day by day. Yes? Allowing yourself to heal, to start seeing where your life can go. Because sometimes even now, as you're listening, you're like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. Because, you know, your headspace is in the worst place because of all the trauma and that's happened. So one of the things as a coach is I highly recommend working with therapists. Yes? So that's part of the coaching that we do. So listen, get in touch with me. I think I've said what needs to be said because here's what I'm going to close with. What's it going to cost you in later life when you are vulnerable and weak if you don't make the changes you need to make now? What is it going to cost you? What is it going to cost you if you don't invest in your own healing, your own life by design, your own creating your ideal lifestyle? What is it going to cost you? Because at some point, you will look back on your life and think, oh my goodness, I thought my parents will help me. I thought my children will help me. And I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but that could happen. It's possible. We don't know what life brings. The parents that you are trusting may have something that's happened and they can't help you. And that's not even right. Our parents don't have to help us the whole time. Yes? Maybe you need major surgery. Maybe, oh my goodness, London. Maybe you need major surgery, but because you've got a plan in place, you've got a strategy that's working, your personal brand is up and running, you won't be stressed out. You'll be like, it's okay. I can go for major surgery because my business is still making money. I've got things in place. There's nothing to worry about. Yes? Maybe something happens in the family. Some of us are international citizens. Something happens in the family and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't even travel because I can't afford it. You'll be like, no, that's good. Book the next flight. You see, you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to think like that. And I think a lot of people, what's the word? A lot of people cut themselves out of abundance because they're looking at their past experience so far. They're looking at their current circumstances. That's a fixed mindset, and that mindset doesn't help. Yes? Because it's like nobody's actually limiting you, but you are limiting yourself because you are talking yourself out of an opportunity. So the best way is to start now, right? Maybe one of your children is going to get married and you're a single parent. You don't have to worry what's going to happen. You just be like, that's good. You don't have to feel like, oh, if their dad was here, oh, if their mom was here. No, you're like, I'm good. Because you cannot spend all your life as a single parent wishing if the other parent was there. That's too much. That's unfair on you. That's just, you cannot spend the rest of your life wishing if this person was there. That's what is also known as deciding to live as a victim of life circumstances, yes? And the energy to live in that space is just, you start losing all your friends in the end. Nobody wants to be around you because nobody wants to be around somebody who's always negative, somebody who's always seeing their life as if they can't do anything about it, yes? So, what is it going to cost you? If the company that you've been working for suddenly decides to cut back and you're suddenly made redundant. Because this is real life, guys. Yes? Things can happen that you didn't expect, you didn't plan for. So why wait until there's a crisis? Why not do something now? Right? Why not do something now, like have a plan in place? Yes? And as Jim Rod said, let me also say, you can actually be working on a great plan, but your plan is like, it's just not, it doesn't look like it's working. That is why working with a coach, being part of a supportive community, being part of a network of people who understand the challenges and the complex things that can happen in life are there to support. Because you never know the friendships that you make. When you decide to level up, you will start to make friendships with people who, no matter what you go through, it's like, okay, what can we do to support you? What can we do to help you? We don't have to wait until you are in trouble to ask people for help. It is time to start. This is one of the hardest lessons I had to learn. It is time to start making quality friendships early in life. The kind of people who see life as an adventure. Yes? Not the kind of people who, when you're in trouble, they're just, nobody knows how to help anybody. That's just, no. So listen, set yourself up for success. Do not wait until you're really in trouble before you start investing in great friendships. Be a part of a mastermind. Join my community. Even if you don't join my community, start checking online, right? Who do you want to be a part of, right? People who have the same mindset, people who are moving forward, people who are problem solvers. Yes, because you don't have to wait until you're in trouble. Do it now, especially if you're a single parent. This is some of the things that I talk about in my coaching. It is time to start investing in powerful friendships. I kid you not. As a single parent, you don't want to keep living in that energy of, I'm a victim, I'm a single parent, I have been left alone. You are not a victim. Rejection is redirection. If somebody didn't see your value, don't you also agree with them? You decide, you know what, I'm going to see my value now. I'm going to see it. And one of the ways to see your value is you start being honest with yourself. Start being consistent, yes? Start working with a coach. Start working with people who will tell you the truth and you're not offended, yes? Start getting organized. Start cleaning up your home. Even if you have a small, tiny apartment, even if it's a room, keep that little room tidy. Start filming content. You don't need the big house. Start doing live streams, yes? Don't wait until things are better. Start now where you are. It's one of the spiritual principles. You start where you are. Care for what you have now. Even if it's one room, make that little room tidy, organized. Get rid of junk that you don't need. Get rid of it. Throw away things you don't need. Give away some things to the charity shops. This is spiritual awakening, guys. This is spiritual awakening. You cannot accept to be where you've always been. There's a reason why we are where we are. It's because of the decisions we've made in the past. And it is good to be honest with ourselves, like, oh, right. That's where the power is. Denying and blaming somebody else is no power. That's just the weakest place to be. But owning, like, you know what, this is my mess. I chose that kind of person. I chose those kind of friends. I chose that kind of place where I go. Right? Because you always have the power to take your power back. You're in a relationship that you realize it felt like you were scammed, you were tricked. You have the power to walk away. As the way you chose to get in, you can also choose to get out. People will use all sorts of tactics on you because they don't understand what you went through. And I'm not talking about just walking away from a great relationship. No, I'm talking about dysfunctional relationships. I'm talking about you were not ready. You realize you were not ready. And you realize there is no support. Yes, there is no support. Don't ruin the rest of your life for the sake of a relationship. Don't do that. No. If you're going to be a single parent, there's a lot of support. Coach Meg here is going to support you. What do you need to start doing? And just carry it for yourself enough and, like, you know what? I need great friends right now. And those people may have to be professional because we don't know each other, so it's a professional relationship. But there'll be some honest discussions like, you know what? Don't worry about that. Don't be all over the place stressed out about everybody else. Focus on you. Because this is what I see. I've learned this even just doing coaching. Sometimes women, we want to be involved in things that have got nothing to do with us. You can't build a powerful life trying to get yourself in everything else, being involved in every other problem. No, no, that's part of just conditioning and training. You cannot help other people while you're falling apart. And yes, some of us are going to learn how to become so self-centered, so selfish in such a powerful way that it will feel like you are a wicked person, you are an evil person. No. When it's a certain time for you to go to rest, you aren't taking no phone calls, having these long discussions when you need to rest because you need to be working on your business next week or tomorrow. Every grown adult, especially here in the West, can walk their feet to a food bank. They can walk their feet to a library. Every person can help themselves to as much as possible. You don't want to be this kind of martyr. You volunteer to be harassed and taken advantage of, and your whole life is falling apart. Especially those of you who have the gift of, I'll just use the word, empathy. Those of you who have this, you can feel other people's energy. You have to really protect your energy because you care too much. So you have to be the kind of person who understands. You are nobody's savior. There's only one savior. You are nobody's savior. In fact, God will allow you sometimes to experience some of those hard things so you realize you can't save people. Only God can. Only God can save people. Yes, and do not allow people to put you on a pedestal where they are not even willing to ask God for help. They're only looking to you. That's a huge mistake. Do not allow people to put you on a pedestal where they lift you up so high, they think nothing can go wrong with you. Anyway, that's a leadership lesson for another day. So, what is it going to cost you if you don't sign up working with a coach? What is it going to cost you when you see all this? You've heard what I've just said, and 5 years later, everything is still in the same place. But imagine you decide today, right now, okay, Coach Meg, what's the investment? What do I need to do? Where do I sign up? Because it's all about mindset. Whatever you decide to do, whatever direction you decide to go, it's about mindset. It's about your heart set. Actually, I need to add that. Yes. Imagine you decide, and in the next 90 days, things are changing because now you've got somebody who's helping you to be accountable for your dreams. Yes. Because usually, this is what I know, when you're hurting and you want to nurse your hurts or things that haven't worked out, it's easy to isolate yourself, and it's easy to just feel like maybe this is the way. But if you're also a parent, that is not healthy, yes, because you don't need to keep feeling like that. There's a better way. And many people have come out on the other side and built amazing lives. Why not you? If anything, that is your best revenge, is create such an amazing life. Like, you know what? Life was trying to hurt me, keep me down. No way. I'm going to rise from this. So listen, get in touch with me. There'll be a link somewhere down below. I will reach out to you and we will work on a plan. The first call will just be a few 15, 20 minutes, just so I can work out if we're a right fit. Because some of you, you get in touch with me, but you're not decisive. So my coaching offer is only for business, serious business inquiries. If you see yourself as somebody who needs the right support, you're willing to take action every single week or every 2 weeks, you realize this is not just about Coach Meg just showing me direction, but I want to get back in my place of power. I want to take my power back. I want to stop feeling like other people have control over my life. If you're the kind of person you realize I need to own my story, I need to become the best version of me, whatever that takes, I need to be committed to this. It's not even going to be as hard as you think. It's going to be fun because you start seeing every week something is changing. You start watching and observing yourself like, wow, I didn't know that about myself. It is the most amazing adventure. You can travel the world and explore the world. You can go to Dubai, you can go to Singapore, you can go to Australia, you can go to the States, you can go to London, you can travel wherever you want. You can go on safari in Africa to explore the world. But the best adventure is self discovery. It is the best adventure ever. It's the best adventure ever. Where you start laughing and just enjoying who you are, loving who you are, accepting who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, owning your journey, you know. So get in touch with Coach Meg. I've said enough that you need to know. And any challenge you're feeling like, oh, how can I commit to this? It's just one week at a time, one day at a time. Yes. I highly recommend you book ahead of time, like 90 days. It's the best way because you don't get out of what you commit to that easily, you know. Yeah, it's about making the commitment. So get in touch with me. Look forward to speak with you soon. Bye for now.